We've had some questions about the proper engagement of the blade into the workpiece or the piece of tubing. So let's cover that briefly. As we put our piece of tubing in and we have it set just on the back side of the blade there, we're going to practice, we're going to bring our saw up, and you can see we're way too close because we're cutting almost half the width of that tubing in an initial path. That's not what we want to do, and you're going to find the blade binding up tightly and possibly chipping some teeth. So we go down here with our adjuster and we turn our blade back away from our workpiece and bring it down a little bit, because again, we want to break into that workpiece just by about 65 thousandths or the width of the material itself, and there we're much closer to where we should be. That way we aren't taking out such a large bite at once. Let me address just a couple of questions we've had from our YouTube clip, which we've actually had a great response on. The distance from the vise itself to the face of the saw blade is 1 5/8 inches. Now when you receive your saw, you may see a few chips inside. One of the things that we do is we test every saw that comes in to us. We take it out of the box, we assemble it, we make a few test cuts with it. And we try to take the shavings and make sure we get them out of there. It's important though, don't use compressed air to get those shavings out of this area in here. You're going to end up blowing them in to other cavities and cause more problems than you started with. And also, when you're cutting, make sure you wear your safety glasses. Let's address some questions we've had too on the Metabo drill motor. This is a model BE 1100 strong unit, 2-speed gearbox. We have a number 1 and a number 2. We always cut in number 1. Think of that as kind of like the gear shift on your car, manual transmission. Number 1 gives you a lot of power. That's what you want. You're looking for the torque, not the speed. And the other thing we have is our rotation of the drill. We've glued this so that your operator can't inadvertently change the direction of the blade. The other thing we've got on top is our speed control knob right here. You can change this simply by turning the dial. On my fractional tubing, I'm going to use a 70-tooth blade, and I'm going to spin that pretty fast. Now with today's tubing coming in, some of this is varying quite a bit with sulfur content and other items. So it's going to be a little trial and error. But always wear your safety glasses when you're cutting tubing. The smaller fractional sizes can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes. The Lefon Lite saw actually does a very good job. We've seen in the past some of the other saws out there where you'll pick up harmonics and you get a lot of vibration, and you'll create little chips and so forth in the actual tubing. So let's make a cut here. I'm got this in the low range on the gearbox, and my speed control is about halfway. As you can see, we've got a pretty clean cut. Now I'm a little jerky on this. I'm trying to do most of this myself for your benefit. So I'm not quite as smooth as I normally would be.